The time is now. That's what you heard. Listen. That's what you heard. Listen. X gon' give it to you. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Woo! Uh, uh, All right, and we are back with another episode of Joel's Mind. Thank you for tuning in. It has been some time since I've spoken on the mic, and I appreciate everyone's patience and everyone that is listening to me right now, because if it wasn't for you, Joel's Mind would be stuck. But it is not, and it's running like water. So today's episode, we are talking about Hunter x Hunter. I'm going to explain that. I used to call it Hunter x Hunter, but I guess after doing my thorough research, because I'm somewhat of a journalist now, right? It's actually Hunter x Hunter, and the X is just for decoration, from my understanding. So with that, we're talking about Hunter x Hunter today, and how Hunter x Hunter can make us a better version of ourselves, people. That's what today's about. And of course, Hunter x Hunter is an anime written and illustrated by Yoshihiro Togashi. I had to practice that because I don't want to. I owe this man respect. I had to give to him. I gotta at least look up his name in Google and how to pronounce his name. So Yoshihiro Togashi, written and illustrated Hunter x Hunter. So kudos to you, respect, Mr. Togashi. I appreciate you. I do feel like I could be a better version of myself after watching Hunter x Hunter. So Hunter x Hunter is an anime. It's been around for some time now. I don't have the years down or the dates down, but I do have the main characters and the side characters and seasons. So let's go ahead and dive right in and talk about them. All right, Gon Freaks is the main character. He's a short little kid that is very persistent, ambitious, and has like the most positive, outgoing attitude that anyone can have. And he's also like not annoyingly comical. Does that make sense? Like, he's not like Goku. Goku is, he acts stupid sometimes. So this is be real. Goku be acting dumb sometimes, and sometimes he just kind of is dumb. But Gon is not. Gon is very positive, outgoing. He's a smart character. When he's struggling, you could tell he's struggling because he's trying really hard to overcome whatever it is that he's trying to overcome. So Gon Freaks is the main character. Side characters, his homies, the gang, the squad, starts with Killua. Killua is also a very badass character. I would say maybe in the first couple of seasons he might have been OP, but you know what? We love Killua. We respect Killua, and Killua comes from a very, very lineage of badasses. So it makes sense why he is the way he is. Leorio is another side character that Gon meets in the very first season. Leorio is some would say comic relief character. He's very smart. He's trying to be a doctor, but he's also kind of like full of himself in his way. So side character. Other homie, Kurapika. Kurapika is also a fucking badass. He's a G. He's more calm, more like just tranquil. But you fuck with them, he'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? So side characters, those are his homies. So those are the people that ride with them throughout all seasons, one way or another. And who we're gonna be talking about is Gon and Jin, which is Gon's dad. So the plot of the story of this anime is Gon is going to become a professional hunter. These professional hunters, they almost are like their own elite soldiers to some degree, but each hunter has their own profession. Some are assassins or hitmen. Some of them are professional hunters for like wildlife and abnormal stuff, or like archaeologists. But like these professional hunters, they have to go through an exam. This exam is intense. Many people try it, many people fail. There's only a handful that are able to pass each year. But these hunters are granted these passes, which essentially allows them access to other parts in their little world, where others may not be. I mean, a typical person wouldn't have access to. So, this whole main first season, the main plot of this is Gon wants to go look for his pops. His pops said, "Peaced out," like every good father out there. Said, "Yo, I'm gonna drop you off at my sister's. I'll see you when I see you." And he's like, "I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be right back," and never came back. So that's what happened. So Gon's like, "Yo, my dad is obviously wanted to be a hunter. He wanted it so bad that he was willing to leave his kid." He's like, "That must have been, being a hunter must be that great." It's like this kid has a heart of gold. How pure and innocent can you turn around and be like, "Oh man, well, he obviously left me because he went to go pursue his dreams and go be a hunter." And so my dad is not a bad guy at all whatsoever. So he is off to become a hunter so he can, in hopes to find his pops. So on his way there, he meets Leorio Kurapika. They partake in their little adventure. They become friends. They go to the exam. That's where they meet Killua. Killua's a badass, and so is Gon. You're discovering who these people are, what they're capable of, yada yada. First season, all about becoming a hunter. Second season, which I think was pretty dope, is Heaven's Arena, which this is where they really test out their combat. So this anime, I wouldn't say I guess the first couple seasons, it's a little different. It's not like, I guess your typical key blasting animes at first. There's a nice little build up to it, but it's definitely grounded in martial arts, like your chi, your ki, whatever you want to call it, your aura. They call it nen in this anime, but yeah. So again, martial arts. We love martial arts. It helps us be better versions of ourselves, right? So, anyways, Heaven's Arena, they really test out their abilities. They grow their strengths and their combat skills tenfold. They go through this arena that each floor grants some money, and it grants some just further advanced into the levels. And the reason why it's called Heaven's Arena is because it's literally a skyscraper, and the more you win, the more levels you get to go up. And so once you get to the top, you're a certified badass, and then you get a bunch of perks and money. So whatnot. Third season was legit. I wouldn't say it wasn't really about Gon, but it was. Gon was definitely in it. But Kurapika, y'all gotta watch it. Phantom Troop, Kurapika, just crazy season, dope season. And then I guess the season 4, Greed Island. And this Greed Island is a game that Gon's dad created with some of his friends. And why am I giving you guys the breakdown of this? Good question. Because it ties in on everything that Jing says at the very end that is going to help us understand how we can be better version of ourselves. So thanks for following along. Greed Island is this game where Gon and Killua enter. They meet someone else. What's her name? Fucking slipping my mind. I have it. I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. But anyway, she's a badass Nen user. Nen is where they learn how to use their powers. They already learned their powers by then. But she's like a master, and she basically taught their instructor who taught them. So she is definitely certified badass, and then trains them, teaches them. Greed Island's pretty intense. It's pretty. I mean, I wouldn't say it was intense, but like it's It's a little long, but it's good. It's worth going through, and just seeing how it ends and whatnot is pretty cool. Which brings a nice segue into the Notorious season 5, where the Chimera ants. Now, if y'all are a dedicated follower of Joel's Mind, some of y'all know about Hunter when I had that conversation with Taz. Shout out my boy Taz, for being a real one and ruining it a little bit for me. I ain't gonna lie. I kept telling him to shut up, but he didn't want to shut up. I don't think I even posted that part on the podcast episodes that I dropped. But anyways, during that recording session, um, he got excited and he kind of told me about the Chimera ants. But anyway, so season 5, the infamous Chimera ants season, where basically the world is almost going to get taken over by these Chimera ants. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, ants? That sounds whack. Because when I heard it, I was like, that sounds fucking whack. It's different. It's basically this one ant, this queen ant, gives birth to this king, but she eats a lot of fucking things before she gives birth to this king. And these creatures that come out, they're not ants. They're like morphed hybrids of humans and animals, whatever she ate. So like they're just like a mixture of different animals and creatures that have their own special powers and techniques, and they're actually really fucking strong. And they learn how to do things later in the season, and so they end up getting stronger. And yeah, so it's just, I'm not gonna lie, it was my favorite season, even though I know it's a lot of ones. Everyone, that's what everyone talks about is that season. It's not my favorite. When I was watching Hunter x Hunter, it was like there's like these shotgun seasons. You know what I mean? Like they were quick episodes. They're all 20-minute episodes, but like the seasons weren't that long. They got to the point, got to the action, straightforward. Mr. Togashi. I know he took his time on this season, and it was, you definitely tell. It definitely was more of an anime dialogue season where, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of suspense, and a lot of just explaining. And during my time in my life, I really needed the shotgun episodes, the shotgun seasons, where it's just boom, boom, straight to the point. You know what I mean? So, anyways, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's not my favorite, but it was cool nonetheless. So, season 6, which is the last season. After that, we'll get to the main point. Season 6 starts off with them trying to revive Gon, because Gon just went through some shit. People, he just went through some shit, saw some shit, been through some shit, did some shit, and now he's on his deathbed. So, kind of spoiled it for y'all. But anyways, on his deathbed, does he live? Does he not? I don't know. Well, you got to find out. So anyways, this is on deathbed. Killua is taking over. He's like, I got this plan. I'm gonna revive my boy. I'm gonna do it, and it's not the Dragon Balls, oddly enough, but it's kind of similar to the Dragon Balls if you think about it. But anyways, so Killua is doing his thing. He's fighting his own family. His family are after him. They're like, bro, you're fucking up, dog. You're putting this other dude in front of your family. And he's like, nah, this is gonna work. I know it. I'm confident in this plan. Y'all don't know me like that, and I'm gonna make this shit happen. So his family, just like any strict family out there, they monitor him. They watch him from a distance, but they're also letting him do what he needs to do. His older brother is also trying to take him out because of his plan. So there's a lot of things going on. So from start to finish, Gon goes through this exam, meets friends, and these friends ride out with him throughout the whole season. Second season is them, fighting in this arena just to get better at fighting because of this one person, Hisoka. I'm sorry. Probably should have looked it up. Anyway, Hisoka is like this clown dude. Obviously OP, but is very, very interesting. And they're trying to get better because of this guy, because this guy inspired him. This guy, they're like, damn, if there's anyone that's going to kill us in the fight, it's that motherfucker. So let's get as strong as him, so that way if we need to fight him, we're going to be okay. So that's the whole reason of Heaven's Arena. Third season is the Phantom Troop. Kurapika has that bad blood with the Phantom Troop, and he's like, I want vengeance. You know, his boys help him out. They get vengeance, and go on to the fourth season. Fourth season is Greed Island, and that's where they improve their skills even more. They do all that. Fifth season, Chimera Ants. This part of the season, they excel their skills way further than they did in the last season, which in the last season they definitely increased it tenfold. So, sixth season, it's about camaraderie. It's about brotherhood. It's about having each other's back. It's about not giving up on each other. Okay, and it ends towards the last couple episodes where Gon finally meets Jing, his father. His father that he's been chasing around for the last 5 seasons. He finally meets him, and like every other good father out there, he's kind of a dick. I ain't gonna lie. This whole season while I was watching, I'm like, bro, fuck Jing. This guy's a shitty ass father. Definitely the worst father of the year award goes to this motherfucker. This guy was reluctant, didn't want to even really meet his kid, didn't really want to talk to him. Was like, yo, I'm kind of busy. This is the first time I get to see you, but I also got to go. Just really reluctant. I'm like, yo, man, this guy's a piece of shit. But it ended up better than it started. So, the first thing I want to dive into is how Jing actually can help us be better version of ourselves. And with that, he does that by saying some real shit to Gon, because Gon accidentally kind of got someone killed. So, I mean, it wasn't even like it was his fault entirely, but he was just very persistent, very like, I can do this, I can set my mind to it. He's kind of like me with fixing cars. Give me a YouTube video, I know how to do it. You know what I mean? So, persistent, got what he wanted, homie died. And so this is what Jing says to him. Gon is super upset because it's not just any homie, all right? Another spoiler alert. This dude that he got 187, it's Jing's pupil. Like that was his apprentice. That was the guy that Jing basically made into a badass, and that was his number one student. So it wasn't just anyone. There's levels to it. But Gon was just overwhelmed with emotion. It was like, I'm so sorry. He's dead because of me. Yada yada. This and that. And he told Gon, he's like, yo, you need to pull that shit together. And you quit crying on my shoulder like I'm in your dad. Now, he didn't say that, but basically that's what he was saying. He's like, friends apologize differently. Because Gon and the guy that got murdered, they're friends. So he knew that. He's like, you obviously had a relationship with this guy. So he's like, friends apologize differently. Do you know how? Gon's like, huh? How? Tell me. He's like, you have to make them a promise. Tell them what you will do next time. And then keep that promise no matter what. Fire. You know what that means, people? This is honestly one of the main points of how we could be better version of ourselves. A lot of us got friends out there. A lot of us got family out there. A lot of us got relationships. And we're social creatures. We're social beings. And sometimes we slip up and we say things or do things that hurt the people that we surround ourselves. And oftentimes, we don't really necessarily know how to bounce back from that for many different reasons. Maybe it's because you're very strongly opinionated on what you did or said, and you don't think you did something wrong. So it's hard for you to see the middle line and apologize authentically. Maybe you're toxic. Maybe you got some demons. You don't know how to, you know what I mean? You just don't know how to apologize because no one has ever really apologized for it. No one modeled that for you. Or maybe you're just, oblivious to it and you hurt someone And you're like, damn, I didn't even mean it like that. But yeah, So main point, how we can be better versions of ourselves is by holding on to those relationships. It's doing what we can, putting a valiant effort in, you know, mending, keeping those bridges, maintaining those bridges, because those bridges help us get from our world into another world, which in essence is the entire world. The more bridges we have, the more connections we have, the more understanding what we have of the world. And I just love the advice that he gives Gon, because Gon is super upset. This guy died, and that wasn't just anyone. That guy took him under his wing. That guy is also very close to his father. That was the closest he got to his father before he actually met his father. And that guy got murdered. And so he felt terrible. So he can't really apologize to him or make a promise to him per se, because, he's dead. Or is he? But anyways, that's what he says. He's like, friends apologize differently. Do you know how? Huh? How? You have to make them a promise. Tell them what you will do next time, and then you keep that promise no matter what. And I think that's just a great way for us to acknowledge what we did and acknowledge that we are trying to do something better. So you let the person know, that you upset, offended, whatever. Let them know that you are going to try to be better at, not doing what it is that offended them or hurt them, because they matter. Now, if that's someone that it's, obviously you don't give a fuck about, then you're obviously not going to make that promise. And don't do that to yourself. Don't be trifling. Don't be setting a bad example and promising people that you don't give a fuck about something that you're going to do next time. Just don't be an asshole. Just don't do that. Don't be that person. That's my advice. Don't be a fucking asshole. All right. So main point. Boom, boom, boom. Main point. So Gene says, one of the most relatable things that I was able to connect to, because this is something that I believe. This is something I used to tell. I still tell people before I even watched this fucking anime. That's why I love anime. Anime is so in depth. It's so thought out. It's there's circles everywhere. It's like a fucking an 8-figure loop. You know what I mean? You go one way, circles back to the other circle, and then it's just one big ass circle. So, anyways, now the reason why I broke down this whole season is because of this saying right here. What Jean says to his son: "I'm just enjoying the journey. So if your chosen destination is the same as mine, enjoy the side trips a lot. Okay." Things that are more important than what you're hunting for could be right there by the side of the road. All right, I think Gon's like, 11, 12, 13. I'm not going to lie. That kind of makes up for a little bit of the time that he missed out. So, I just, maybe he does it, maybe he does. I don't know. But the way it happens, the way they talk about it, the way he says it, the way it all ends, it comes full circle. That was one of the last things he says to him, which it was also the beginning of their relationship. So that's why it's beautiful. But it's just, I love it. I tell people, and I'm telling y'all, and this is the reason why, this is what's going to help us be better versions of ourselves, is this advice. To enjoy the motherfucking journey, people. Enjoy the motherfucking process, okay? Because being a better version of yourself, it's going to fucking suck. There's days you're going to wake up and be like, God dang, I don't want to do this no more. Who gives a fuck? I'd rather just be the asshole and not to work on myself so damn much. But let me tell you this. That's all part of the journey, baby. That's all part of the journey. That's all part of being a better version of yourself. That's all becoming successful. That's all it is. It's... You win some, lose some. You're going to have to sacrifice some shit. You're going to have to go through the growing pains in order to get where you want to go. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the journey. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy the process. That doesn't mean that you can't take side trips. And out throughout the whole season, Gon Dude is taking side trips up the yin yang. He's helping out his homies. He's getting stronger. He's going, finding... He's going in this video game for months. Like, this guy was in a video game, a virtual reality video game for months before this fool came out. And then he didn't even go find his father. He decided to go find Well, I mean, he did go find. He was kind of looking for his father, but he ended up finding someone else, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna go on this journey, and it ended up leading him to becoming a fuck ton stronger, and going down this whole battle. Where if I don't know if if he wasn't part of that, who knows? Maybe his little world would have been destroyed. So how are we gonna be better versions of ourselves? How's Gene helping us be better versions of ourselves? By acknowledging the fact that there is side trips in our lives, people. There's things that are gonna happen to you that's gonna detour you from your main objective. Whether that's being a better version of yourself, a millionaire, the best father you can be, the best mother, brother, son, daughter, whatever it is that you have in mind. Enjoy the side trips, because it's going to happen. You're going to meet people that are going to help you, and just they're going to be an experience for that time being. And then sometimes those people are going to disappear and you'll never ever see them again. But enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. That's how Gene is going to help us be better version of ourselves, is to understand that there is going to be things out there that may be more important than what we're hunting for, and it's going to be right next to us. And of course, I got a little piece of Joel's mind that I want to share with you to support what Gene is saying. So all of y'all know, most of you know, I went to college. First in my family to go to college. It was tough. My main objective was to graduate. I did not want to come home empty-handed. It meant everything to me that I came back with my degree. I came back and did exactly what I said I was going to do. Okay, it meant everything to me to make sure I graduated. Going to grad school that was a side trip. That was, it might still be the main objective. Who knows? We'll see where Joel ends up. But my main objective, what I was hunting for when I was going to college, was to get my degree. And I tell you what, people, it's college, baby. There's a fuck ton of side trips. And one of those side trips, one of those more important things that was right next to my side than what I was hunting for, and you guessed it, was my woman. All right? Corny, cliche, probably predictable, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm blessed with someone that helps me be a better version of myself. And if I was so hung up on hunting for that degree, who knows? I may have graduated grad school and I might be a mental health counselor. But I was more focused on a side trip because that was more important to me at that time. But I ended up getting what I wanted. I ended up getting my degree. I ended up forming a beautiful relationship that was unexpected. That was one thing I constantly had told my woman, and she would reiterate it back to me. We did not go to Ellensburg, Washington to meet someone. Well, I didn't actually. You know what? Now it's starting to get some flashbacks. She did tell me I didn't go to college because I was looking for a relationship. I wasn't there to meet people. Shouldn't say meet people. I wasn't there to get in a relationship. My goal was to go there and come out with a degree. That was my main objective. There's multiple times I've had to remind myself that, and I've had to share that with her because, that side trip was becoming almost the main objective at some points. So, but what I did was I still enjoyed it, and now look at us, 7 years deep. We've made goals, we set goals, and we fucking killed them, and we're still setting goals, and we're still on our way to meeting those goals. And I truly can sit here and say I'm a better version of myself because of my lady and because of that side trip that I took. So for everyone listening, everyone that's watching, my advice is to listen to Gene and always remember to enjoy the journey, enjoy the side trips, that there's more important things than what you're hunting for. Those things could be right next to you. And it's life, people. We win some, we lose some. Sometimes those opportunities, they disappear. You'll never have them again. So enjoy the side trips a lot, okay? All right. That is the episode. That is how Jing and Hunter x Hunter will help us be better versions of ourselves. So thank you for tuning in. Follow Joe's Mind podcast. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube watching this, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. And what do you think about Jing? Is he a good father? Did he make up for all the time that he missed out on his son? And have you watched Hunter x Hunter? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. And stay tuned for the next episode.